I'm Rebecca. Most people in this room are education students, so you already have the privilege of knowing me. Hi to those online. This is a little bit awkward for me because there are like proper theologians in the room. It's a little bit weird. For me, so this is not your normal chapel talk. I am not qualified to exegete or to discuss the theological nuances of a Bible passage. But what I can do is talk to you about some of my learnings and my experiences. And whilst I know that there are some people in this room who aren't in teaching, I'm pretty sure that what I have learnt is transferable to your situations as well. And like any good Anglican, I have 3 points. My first lesson is authenticity. Having worked with teenagers for most of the last 20 years, I can tell you that they can spot a fake a mile off. They watch their teachers carefully. Not just in class. They see how you behave as you work with your colleagues. They listen in on conversations and they check to see if you are being real. It can be quite daunting at times, let me say. I've also found that when you're in leadership, people look for authenticity. They want your word to be your word. They want to trust that you will have integrity in all situations. They'll follow a person with authenticity and integrity through difficult situations and through change much more willingly than with a leader who doesn't have those things. Authenticity is hard though. It leads to vulnerability that is both scary and exhilarating. It's humbling and it's hopeful. When we allow people to see us, we let them see our weaknesses. We leave ourselves open to comments and judgments that can hurt. This is especially scary in our current curated world where we have TV and social media and keeping up appearances at all times. What if I do not fit in? What if my hair gets messed up? What if I wear the wrong outfit? What if my grades aren't perfect? What if I ask a question because I don't understand what the lecturer said? What if they notice I don't have an answer for that? What if I'm struggling in my walk with God? Let me tell you, I have copped criticism for my authenticity. I can be too loud, way too unfiltered, too abrupt. Let's face it, I'm odd. And I have tattoos. Go figure. I tend to challenge norms, and I have this really good tendency of saying, yeah, but why? When I've had those criticisms, it's hurt. And I've had to wonder to myself, do I have to change? Do I have to change me so that I fit where they're at? I've also had to realise that actually sometimes being authentic is different in different circumstances. You know, I have to be socially aware. I can't always just lay it out there like I'd like to. I'm still learning that sometimes, and sometimes I just don't care. But even though I've had criticism, I've also been incredibly blessed because I've had authentic conversations with people who have met my authenticity with grace. It has brought connection with some beautiful people, and allowed me to share my faith with students, parents, strangers, and friends. I've had the opportunity to see teenagers be authentic with others and share their faith. These are the moments and the relationships that encourage me to continue to be vulnerable and to continue with my authenticity and leaning into it. So I want to encourage you to consider how you can be authentic in your learning, your vocation, and in your faith. Point 2, a willingness to learn. Anne Knock wrote this blessing to her grandchildren. May your education be a journey of inspiration, curiosity, creativity, and fun. Go boldly and make a difference. I want to bless you with that too. May your education be a journey of inspiration, curiosity, creativity, and fun. Go boldly, make a difference. Now, most of you are here as students, so obviously there's some level of willingness to learn. But I've actually discovered that learning's really hard. I've actually watched students prioritise other responsibilities over their studies, even though this is the season they're in. I found that there can be an attitude of, I just have to get through this, and then I'll be able to get out there and get on with life. There appears to be some sort of blockage to learning and just sitting in the season, and it's impacting the learning that people are able to have. I've been guilty of this as a young person. I'm old enough now to be able to say that. When I was a young person, I tended to see school and university as a time before my real life began. I didn't think the learning that I was doing actually linked to life at all. I didn't see the purpose of the skills that I was learning. I look back sometimes and I regret that I did not take the time to really digest what was happening. I regret that I did not engage with my classmates in discussions and challenge my thoughts regarding matters. Now, I've always loved learning. I have explored ideas in a range of different subjects, and I constantly seek to discover new things. But I did not apply this to my formal studies. And I can look back now and go, I actually missed some opportunities in that space. I was the queen of giving the teacher or the lecturer exactly what they wanted. I could work out which essay or assessment would keep them happy, and I just stuck with that. It gave me the grades, but it didn't always give me the learning. I have learnt, and it's taken me a while, that learning is not about the grades. It's not about doing what the teacher wants. They've already learnt it. It's about deepening my understanding of life, ideas, and God. It's about deep discussion with others about what they have learnt. It is listening. It is hearing. It's being willing to make mistakes. Did you know that it takes a baby around 2,500 to 4,000 falls before they learn to walk? Everyone in this room and online knows persistence and resilience because you all learnt to walk. What happened to that willingness to fall? Why are we so anxious to fail that we don't ask the questions or risk the fall? I've got to tell you, I will fail. I will not understand concepts. I'm going to have to ask questions to find answers. I won't get the perfect grade. And I'm going to have to keep learning because this world keeps changing. I will fall, and I will have to get back up. As we know, I fall. Fell over, didn't take a fall. Just saying. So what does this mean for me as a student, a teacher, a wife, a mother, a grandmother as a follower of Jesus. It means that I have to be honest when I don't know. It means asking the dumb question and taking the time to listen. It means continuing to have curiosity, fun, exploring, and joy in the delight of new learning. So what does this mean for you as students, as teachers, as counsellors, and as followers of Christ? Point 3. God has it in his hands. So the first 2 points lead to some pretty serious vulnerability. They focus on who we are and characteristics that help us to walk authentically in this world. They are scary. And I'm pretty sure that if we had to do it on our own, it would not be possible. The good news is we don't have to. We can only do our bit in this time and place, and then we have to trust him with the rest. Now, it's tempting to try and do things on our own. It's easy for me to think that I am responsible for the success or failure of my students, the college, my children. This is incredibly daunting and incredibly arrogant. It has been freeing to recognise that my career, my studies, my children, and everything else are God's. And therefore, whilst I have my part to play, ultimately, he has it in control. This has been really important in my life, realising this, because I've made mistakes. I've not always represented Christ well. I've not always listened. Knowing that God has those people and those situations in his hands means that my failings are not the end of their journey. He can bring others in to heal, listen, and guide when I could not. One example of me realising this about myself was that I actually did not rely on myself to raise my children, but encouraged a community to care for my children. And it has been such a blessing to watch those people influence my children for Christ in ways I never could. God loves my students, this college, my children, more than I ever could. Now, in my life, I've gone in lots of different directions, and I've had a lot of different experiences. I haven't always enjoyed them, but God has used all of them to help me to be the person that I am. He has opened doors that I never even considered. He's given me opportunities to speak his love and to be touched by his love, and it's been a true blessing. He has you here, in this time, at this place, for his purpose. Soak in it. Learn and grow as you become trained in your vocation. This is an important season. Enjoy it. As we begin this semester, I encourage you to consider authenticity. You are the person that God has created, and you are here for his purpose. I ask you to seek learning and understanding with a curiosity, with a willingness to make mistakes, and a sense that every step is an opportunity towards growing closer to God and your goals. I encourage you to fully embrace this community and find ways to share in it. Trust God. He will take what you have to offer and he will use it for his glory. One of my favourite psalms that keeps me sane at different times is Psalm 121, so I'd love to finish with that. I lift my eyes up to the hills. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. He will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber. Indeed, he who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord watches over you. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life. The Lord will watch over your coming and going, both now and forevermore. And so what we would love to do now is to pray for our students. So if you would like to stand up, and staff, if you would like to grab a couple of students and just pray with them about their learning this semester and where they're going to go. And then Leanne will call us back in.